So Nintendo in 2024 I wanted to talk about because we don't really know a whole lot of what's happening with Nintendo in 2024. And I wanted to talk about the games that are coming and future presentations and what they might reveal there. So I think this year is going to be very interesting for Nintendo. First off, they have Mario vs. Donkey Kong, which releases next month in February. Now that looks pretty interesting, looks pretty fun. As a whole, I think it's going to be a good time for those who are interested in that. I have a future video possibly talking about something related to Mario vs. Donkey Kong, as I'm not sure whether I'm going to pick it up or not, but the game does look pretty cool for those who are into that series, and I think that game probably is going to be pretty fun for those who are into puzzle solving and thinking and using a lot of brain work with a simple Mario game that's not crazy long but is a good time nonetheless. We also have Princess Peach Showtime, which releases in March, just a month after Mario vs. Donkey Kong. I think this game looks interesting for those who were a fan of the 3DS game or DS game. I don't know what it was on, I never played it. This game personally just isn't really a game for me that I really want to play. I mean, it looks fine, you know, it looks like a good time, but I don't really think it's a game that I'm willing to spend full price on and play. You know, it just doesn't seem like something that's really for me, although I will watch some people play it because it looks kind of cool, you know, Princess Peach dressing up as a ninja and doing cake decorating as a cook and all that kind of stuff. It looks like just silly fun, and I'm glad that Peach is getting her own game on the Nintendo Switch because a lot of people really love Peach, especially after the Mario movies. Peaches, 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 peaches. So I think it'll sell well, you know. I think it's a fun little game, you know. I think it's kind of cool. It's just not really something that I personally want to play, but I'll watch some people play it, you know. So that's releasing in March. They also have the really big one, which is my most anticipated Nintendo game of the year, regardless of what else comes out, and that's Paper Mario: The Thousand Year Door remake. This is something that we've been asking for years. We've been begging for this for years to come back. I just wanted a remaster, a port, you know, I just wanted a port from the GameCube to the Switch. That way I can play this game in handheld if I want, or play it on the go, play it whenever I want, because I love Paper Mario: The Thousand Year Door. I just really love that game. And turns out they decided to do a remake. Coming out this year, probably in like May, June area, I'm hearing, which makes complete sense considering February and March are Mario and Peach games. That gives it a few months for those couple games, and then we got that as well. And I think we have Luigi's Mansion 2 as well, but I'll talk about that in a minute. But Paper Mario: The Thousand Year Door remaster, remake, whatever, is looking. It looks awesome, and I can't wait to play that game again. I cannot even express to you how much I loved that game as a kid, and even as an adult, I played it on GameCube. I have the physical copy of it. I bought it before price hikes skyrocketed, and I just love that game, and I can't wait to play a fully blown remake of that game. I can't believe it's real, and we got it to exist. So thanks, Nintendo. Thank you.
Whoever you are, thank you.
So one other game next year is Luigi's Mansion 2, which is no longer called Dark Moon, and that is coming to the Nintendo Switch. It's rumored to say summer of 2024. So that is another title coming out next year. That's the only other title outside of the other three that I know of that are coming out next year. We don't really know a whole lot of what's going on at Nintendo at the moment, and what they are releasing in 2024 outside of the games that were announced last year until the February Direct. So it's going to be an interesting year to see what Nintendo announces, considering the fact that 2024 very well possibly is most likely the last full year for the Nintendo Switch on its own without another new console. Okay, so here's the thing. They have a Direct in February. I don't believe these are going to be announced yet, so I'm not going to talk about those yet. A specific something. But I think that this year is going to be full of remasters and remakes, and I think that the next ports that we're possibly getting will be Metroid Prime 2 remastered, and then maybe Metroid Prime 3 later in the year. I don't know. It only makes sense. It makes sense because I think because it's been 5 years since Metroid Prime 4 was announced to be completely remade, I think it makes sense for Prime 2 and 3 to come around and Prime 4 to be at least shown this year in some kind of way. It's been forever, Nintendo. Like, come on. Show us the game already. Even just a teaser. Please.
Please?
No.
Please?
So those are part of my predictions for 2024. I think this year is going to be full of nothing but ports, remasters, remakes, all that kind of thing, because I think that the Nintendo Switch is slowly dying out of new games because I believe that the next console is coming out either holiday this year or early next year. I'm more on the 2025 boat. Let me know in the comments if you're 2024 or 2025 for the next Nintendo console. I think we're almost there. I think they're waiting to prepare all these new big games to release on the new console, whether Metroid Prime 4 releases on the Switch alone or waits to launch with the new console plus on the Switch. I don't really know that, but I hope that's the case because it would be awesome if that was a launch title for the Nintendo Switch 2 Pro, whatever the heck you want to call it. So another thing that, well, we all want is Zelda Twilight Princess and Wind Waker HD to come to the Nintendo Switch. We've talked about this many times, time and time again, not so much on my channel, but other people and everybody. We've talked about this all over the internet time and time again, that like, Nintendo, we want this, we need this. Spread this around, tell Nintendo, like, hey, give us our Zelda. Everyone is just begging for it, like Paper Mario the Thousand Year Door, except these games you can just port the HD ports from the Wii U straight to the Nintendo Switch. We've been asking time and time again for these games to come to the Switch. This is the last year that I have hope for those games to come to the Switch. Last year was Tears of the Kingdom, so I understand. There was a good reason last year why those games didn't come to the Switch, because of Tears of the Kingdom. Now the hype has died down. Game's been out for over half a year. It's time, Nintendo. Maybe not in the February Direct, but my suggestion is February Direct announced like Prime 2 Remastered to release, Shadow Drop, maybe even something like Star Fox Adventures. Like, think about it. I mean, Star Fox Adventures is a really great game. Like, it's a fun game from the GameCube, and Star Fox deserves some love too on the Switch, and I think that bringing some of his previous titles back for the Nintendo Switch as well would be perfect. You know, I think that people want that. People really like Star Fox as well. It's underrated. We do need a new Star Fox game, but I think if we get that, it would be on the next system because the Nintendo Switch is slowly on its way out. I don't think we're going to get anything crazy this year when it comes to new titles because they're saving those for the launch of the next console. Now, another obvious one is Pokemon. I mean, I don't know when it's going to be revealed, but we're going to get a Pokemon game this year. We didn't last year. Last year was the Pokemon Scarlet and Violet DLC. Even into this year, I want to say. So the end of this year, we're definitely going to get our next look at the next Pokemon games this year, and they're going to release towards the end of this year in like November, which is when they usually release. I think it's going to be Gen 5 remakes. I think this is going to be Black and White remakes. All I have to say, Game Freak, is please don't do what you did to Gen 4. Diamond and Pearl were my favorite Pokemon games, and they really messed up. They were just full remasters, and there was nothing new. They didn't add any of the platinum content. It just was nothing like Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire were, and I was just disappointed. I even bought the double pack because I loved those games so much as a kid, and Gen 4 was my absolute favorite, and I don't want to see that happen again. Game Freak, listen, I know you're not watching this, but like, I'm having trust issues with you now. Trust issues because your games are just, you know. So this year is also the 10th anniversary of Donkey Kong Tropical Freeze. I had to mention this because Donkey Kong Tropical Freeze is a very good game that originally came out on the Wii U and was ported to the Nintendo Switch. I just want to say that Donkey Kong deserves a new game. I think that a Donkey Kong movie is probably slowly going to be in the works as well. I don't know if Mario 2 is going to come first or not, but that being said, I do think a Donkey Kong movie is absolutely going to happen as a spin-off off the Mario movie. And Donkey Kong deserves a new game. It's been 10 years. It's been forever, man. Whether it's 2D or 3D, I don't even care at this point. I just want a new Donkey Kong game because Donkey Kong is fun, you know? He's only had one 3D game, but like the 2D platformers are really fun games. Tropical Freeze is a great game, and some of the older ones are also just fun, good games, and I think that a new one being in the works would be great. I mean, if you look at Mario Wonder, the game was so good. It was so innovative. It was the best 2D Mario game. Say what you want, but I say it's the best 2D Mario game since Mario World. I've said it multiple times, and I'll say it again. It just is. So, like, Donkey Kong just needs... He deserves something new, because a game like Mario Wonder, imagine Donkey Kong getting a game like that. It would be so fun, especially if you could do multiplayer online as well, the same way you could in Mario Wonder in some ways. Like, I think that would be an absolute blast, especially if you could play with up to 4 players instead of 2. Like, that would be even more cool, you know? Right, Donkey Kong? You need some love too, right?
Yeah.
So I do think, last but not least, we will see the new Nintendo console this year. I do believe at least by the September Direct, we will absolutely see the next Nintendo console. I don't know if we'll see it in a Direct or not, because the Nintendo Switch wasn't in a Direct when it was revealed. So I don't know when exactly we'll see it, but I do believe we will see the next Nintendo Switch upgraded next generation console at some point this year. I don't know what the specs will be like. I don't know if it'll still be like the Switch. I believe it absolutely will be, because the Switch is both their handheld and their console, because the 3DS is long over with. I can't really predict what kind of games will be on it. I think that maybe a new 3D Mario game would be very interesting to see on it, but one that's open world, like completely open world, kind of like how Bowser's Fury was like a tease towards what an open world Mario game could be. Another thing is Mario Kart 9. I mean, I'm not gonna get my hopes up on that one. Let's be real. It's Mario Kart 8 is gonna last like 20 years. I'm sorry. Yeah, I just don't want to get my hopes up for that. We'll probably get also like a weird fun type mini game kind of thing, like 1-2 Switch, or like Wii Sports or Nintendo Land. We're gonna most definitely get something like that as well on the new console when it launches, as well as there's some other things I would like to see, such as a new Kirby game, or even Punch-Out. A new Punch-Out would be awesome, or as I said, Donkey Kong. Something that they need to make it to where we will want to buy the console. I would also love to see a new 2D top-down Zelda game, like a brand new one, not even just a remake, but a brand new top-down Zelda game. I think would be a really great game to launch with the new console as well. But they got to look at their perspective of what's going to sell the most, and I think a 3D Mario game, a fun new sports mini game kind of thing, and maybe a Mario Kart 9 would sell the best for the launch of the new console. I mean, it would sell like crazy then, but again, these are just my speculations. I don't think all of this is going to be true, but hey, this is just my thoughts. That being said, maybe I missed anything, maybe I didn't, I don't know, but I just had to talk about Nintendo in 2024 and what they might have this year. Let me know in the comments down below what you want to see this year from Nintendo that has not been announced already. Do you have speculation on the new console? Do you have speculation on what games could be revealed, or what you want to see from Nintendo, even though they don't listen to us very often? Let's be real. But what do you want to see? Also, hit that like button if you enjoyed. Maybe subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. If you did enjoy, if you somehow made it to the end of this video. And I'll see you guys next time. Thanks for watching. Peace out.